Welcome to today's Lost Souls, where we bring you the most impactful and unforgettable stories from around the world. Today, we remember the lives of remarkable individuals whose legacies continue to inspire and resonate. From iconic musicians to trailblazing activists, join us as we celebrate their extraordinary contributions and bid farewell to those who have left an indelible mark on our lives. Stay tuned for a journey through their incredible stories.
Ray Brooks. Passed away at the age of 86, Ray Brooks was a distinguished British actor whose extensive career spanned over 5 decades across film, television, and voice work. He died peacefully on August 9, 2025, after a brief illness, having spent his final years living with dementia. Throughout his life, Brooks was celebrated for his warmth, versatility, and long-standing contributions to British entertainment. Born Raymond Michael Brooks on April 20, 1939, in Brighton, Sussex, England, Brooks began his acting career in the early 1960s. His early television appearances included the popular series Taxi, 1963 to 1964, where he starred alongside Sidney James, portraying Terry Mills, an apprentice taxi driver navigating the challenges of London life. Around the same time, Brooks gained recognition as Norman Phillips in the iconic ITV soap opera, Coronation Street, establishing himself firmly in British homes. Brooks's film breakthrough came in 1965 with Richard Lester's The Knack and How to Get It, a hallmark of the swinging London era. Playing the self-assured womanizer Tolan, he shared the screen with notable actors like Rita Tushingham and Michael Crawford in a film that won the prestigious Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival. The following year, he appeared in Cathy, Come Home, 1966, a groundbreaking BBC drama that shone a spotlight on Britain's housing crisis and homelessness, further showcasing his ability to engage with socially conscious work. His voice reached generations of children as the narrator of the beloved BBC animated series Mr. Ben, 1971-1972. Although only 13 episodes were produced, the series was repeatedly aired twice a year for more than 2 decades, making Brooks's voice synonymous with magical adventures that inspired countless young viewers. Brooks also starred in the BBC drama Big Deal, 1984-1986, portraying Robbie Box, a gambler attempting to turn his life around while navigating personal relationships. Later in his career, Brooks appeared in EastEnders as Joe Macer, 2005-2007, in a gripping storyline that culminated in the murder of his on-screen wife, Pauline Fowler. Beyond his acting, Brooks was known for his humble nature and dedication to family. Married to Sadie Elcombe since 1963, they had 3 children, including Emma, who sadly passed away in 2003. His sons, Will and Tom, expressed that their father's true loves were family, Fulham Football Club, and his cherished home city of Brighton. Ray Brooks's death marked the end of an era for British television and film. His contributions spanned significant cultural moments, and his voice and talent left an indelible mark on audiences, ensuring his legacy will live on. Tristan Rogers. Passed away at the age of 79, Tristan Rogers was a distinguished Australian actor best known for his iconic and longtime role as Robert Scorpio on ABC's daytime drama General Hospital. He died on August 15, 2025, after a battle with lung cancer, though he had never been a smoker. Rogers's portrayal of the suave and skilled international operative Robert Scorpio over nearly 45 years deeply endeared him to daytime television audiences and made him a beloved figure in American soap opera history. Born on June 3, 1946, in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, Rogers began his career with appearances on Australian television, including roles in soap operas like Bellbird and Number 96, as well as dramatic miniseries such as Power Without Glory. Moving to the United States, he quickly immersed himself in Hollywood, landing roles in British films during the early 1970s and securing his place on General Hospital beginning in December 1980. Originally brought in for a brief 2-day stint to play a mysterious character who would briefly intimidate the show's hero Luke Spencer, Anthony Geary, Rogers' natural charisma and talent led showrunner Gloria Monty to offer him a continuing role. Over time, his character was fleshed out as Robert Scorpio, a spy with a heart of gold and a complex narrative arc. He was instrumental in popular storylines, including a famed 1981 arc teaming with Luke and Laura to thwart the villainous Ice, Princess Machine, which remains one of daytime TV's most iconic moments. Rogers' nuanced performance blended intensity with charm and a touch of humor, making him a fan favorite. Despite his character being declared dead in an explosion storyline in the early 1990s, Scorpio was never shown on screen to be deceased and made numerous returns to the show over the following decades, including appearances on the spin-off General Hospital. Night Shift. His last on-screen performance was a surprise guest spot in 2024. Aside from his on-screen work, Rogers was celebrated for his professionalism and kindness. He won a Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a digital drama series for Studio City in 2020 and continued acting in various capacities across film and television. He was survived by his wife Teresa, 2 children, and a grandson. Tristan Rogers' passing was mourned deeply in the soap opera community, with General Hospital executive producer Frank Valentini stating, "Port Charles will not be the same without him." Rogers' legacy remains in the hearts of his fans as a beloved actor who brought empathy, passion, and vitality to a character that his fans adored for generations. Earl Holliman. Passed away at the age of 96, Earl Holliman was a notable American actor celebrated for his rugged screen presence and diverse roles spanning film, television, and stage for nearly 5 decades. He died peacefully on November 25, 2024, at his home in Studio City, California, leaving behind a lasting legacy characterized by versatility, dedication, and a humble spirit. Born Henry Earl Holliman on September 11, 1928, in Delhi, Louisiana, Holliman's road to Hollywood success was neither straightforward nor easy. Raised primarily by his grandparents after losing his mother at birth, he was passionate about acting from an early age. His breakthrough came in the 1950s when he signed with Columbia Pictures and began securing prominent roles in major films. His career highlights include his Golden Globe-winning performance as Jim Curry, the impulsive teenage brother in The Rainmaker, 1956, starring alongside Katharine Hepburn and Burt Lancaster. His portrayal was so compelling, it outshone competing bids for the role, including from Elvis Presley. Holliman also appeared in critically acclaimed films such as Forbidden Planet, 1956, a pioneering science fiction classic, Giant, 1956, Gunfight, At the OK Corral, 1957, and The Sons of Katie Elder, 1965. Holliman was a familiar figure on television as well, starring in the first episode of The Twilight Zone, Where Is Everybody?, 1959. He led several television series, including Hotel de Paris and Wide Country, and enjoyed a prominent role as Sergeant Bill Crowley, Angie Dickinson's tough but compassionate supervisor, on the 1970s hit police drama Police Woman, 1974-1978. This role cemented his status as a rugged, dependable leading man in crime dramas. Known for his distinctive voice, charisma, and the ability to portray both sympathetic and tough characters, Holliman had over 100 acting credits. He was also a talented singer with record deals in the late 1950s and became a committed animal rights activist, serving as honorary chairman for Toys for Tots and president of Actors and Others for Animals for 25 years. Holliman's personal, Life included a long marriage to his husband Craig Curtis, who survived him along with his extended family. Despite never being a household name to some, Earl Holliman's work influenced generations of performers and entertained millions worldwide. His death prompted heartfelt tributes, highlighting his professionalism, warmth, and contributions to classic American cinema and television. Earl Holliman remains remembered as a resilient star whose earnest performances and dignified presence enriched the entertainment landscape profoundly. Tony Slattery. Passed away at the age of 65, Tony Slattery was a celebrated British actor and comedian best known for his quick-witted improvisations on the original UK version of the TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway? He died on January 14, 2025, following a heart attack suffered 2 days prior. Slattery's death was confirmed by his longtime partner, Mark Michael Hutchinson, who spoke of the loss with deep sorrow. Born Anthony Declan James Slattery on November 9, 1959, in Stonebridge, northwest London, Tony grew up as the youngest of 5 children in a working-class Irish Catholic family. Demonstrating early academic promise, he won a scholarship to study modern and medieval languages at the University of Cambridge. At Cambridge, he joined the prestigious Footlights comedy troupe, eventually becoming its president. He was part of a golden generation of British comedians alongside Stephen Fry, Hugh Laurie, Emma Thompson, and Jan Ravens. Slattery's career flourished in the late 1980s and early 1990s when he became a household name through Whose Line Is It Anyway? His lightning-fast improvisational skills, charismatic presence, and unpredictable humor endeared him to audiences. The show's format, players making up scenes on the spot from audience suggestions, highlighted Slattery's immense creativity and wit. He was considered one of the stars of the original 7 seasons, regularly sharing the stage with fellow comedians. Outside of improv comedy, Slattery appeared in films such as The Crying Game, 1992, Peter's Friends, 1992, and How to Get Ahead in Advertising, 1989. On stage, he earned a nomination for an Olivier Award for Best Comedy Performance for his role in Tim Firth's play Neville's Island. Despite his success, Slattery faced personal struggles, including a very public battle with addiction and a diagnosis of bipolar disorder, a condition he openly discussed in the documentary The Secret Life of the Manic Depressive, 2006, made by Stephen Fry. He spent periods away from public life, battling depression and addiction, but was widely respected for his honesty and courage in sharing his story. In his final years, Slattery was active in comedy again, touring and hosting his podcast, Tony Slattery's Rambling Club, reconnecting with fans and sharing his vibrant personality until the end. Tony Slattery's legacy is that of a brilliant comedic mind, a pioneering improviser whose influence shaped British comedy and brought joy to audiences worldwide. His contributions to the arts remain celebrated, along with the compassion and vulnerability he showed in facing his personal battles. Murray Melvin passed away at the age of 90 on April 14, 2023. Murray Melvin was a distinguished English actor, renowned for his remarkable career spanning theater, film, and television. A member of Joan Littlewood's famed theater workshop company, Melvin achieved early acclaim for originating the role of Geoffrey Ingham, a gay textile design student, in Sheila Delaney's groundbreaking play A Taste of Honey in 1958. He brilliantly reprised this role in Tony Richardson's 1961 film adaptation, a performance that earned him the Best Actor award at the Cannes Film Festival in 1962 and a BAFTA nomination for Most Promising Newcomer. Born on August 10, 1932, in St. Pancras, London, Melvin left school at 14 and initially worked various odd jobs before fully dedicating himself to acting. His early association with Joan Littlewood's theater workshop shaped his artistic ethos, emphasizing authenticity, social commentary, and theatrical innovation. His work with Littlewood's troupe included notable productions like The Hostage and A Christmas Carol. Melvin's film career boasted collaborations with legendary directors and actors. He appeared in Stanley Kubrick's Barry Lyndon, 1975, as Reverend Samuel Runt, and featured in Ken Russell's films such as The Devils, 1971. He was also seen in the classic film Alfie, 1966, contributing to a repertoire distinguished by depth and diversity. Television audiences appreciated Melvin's many roles in series like The Avengers, Torchwood, and Jonathan Creek. His voice work as Lucius in the children's animated series Oscar's Orchestra and his recurring role as Billis Manger in Torchwood were highlights of his later career, showcasing his versatility. Beyond acting, Melvin was a passionate theater director and author, dedicated to preserving the spirit of British theater. He was known as an archivist for the Joan Littlewood Theatre Workshop and authored 2 books on theater, contributing valuable insight and scholarship. Openly gay, Melvin's career was pioneering during a time when queer representation was limited and often stigmatized. His bravery in embracing his identity made him a trailblazer, inspiring later generations. Murray Melvin's legacy is that of a gifted performer and artistic visionary who shaped British theatre and cinema with his nuanced performances, commitment to social themes, and enduring creative spirit. His passing marked the loss of a rare talent deeply respected by colleagues and audiences worldwide. Leslie Jordan passed away at the age of 67. Leslie Jordan was a beloved American actor, comedian, and writer whose infectious personality and sharp wit endeared him to millions. Jordan died on October 24, 2022, in a tragic event where he suffered a medical emergency and crashed his car in Hollywood, California. An autopsy later confirmed his death was due to sudden cardiac dysfunction related to arteriosclerotic cardiovascular disease. Born Leslie Allen Jordan on April 29, 1955, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, Jordan grew up in a Southern Baptist household, a background he would later both cherish and critique as he embraced his identity as a gay man. His height and flamboyant charm made him a distinctive figure in the entertainment world, and he used humor and candor to break down stereotypes and uplift the LGBTQ+ community. Jordan began his career in theater and comedy before gaining widespread fame for his Emmy-winning role as Beverly Leslie, the snide and hilarious nemesis of Jack McFarland, Sean Hayes, on the hit television sitcom Will and Grace. His comedic timing and memorable one-liners made him a fan favorite across the show's original run and its 2017 revival. He also appeared in American Horror Story, Call Me Kat, and The Cool Kids, among other TV series and films, showcasing his versatility and warmth across genres. In his later years, Jordan became a social media sensation during the COVID-19 pandemic, where his frequent Instagram videos, filled with humor, music, storytelling, and positive affirmations, brought joy and comfort to millions around the globe during uncertain times. Through his authentic storytelling and unfiltered humor, he built a devoted community of over 5 million followers. In 2021, he released an autobiography, How Y'all Doing? Misadventures and Mischief from a Life Well Lived, sharing heartfelt and hilarious insights into his life, struggles, and triumphs. Jordan also pursued his love for music with the release of a gospel album titled Company's Comin' in 2021. Leslie Jordan's legacy extends beyond his roles on screen. He was celebrated as a trailblazer and an emotional sanctuary for many, especially within the queer community, inspiring with his resilience, humor, and unparalleled spirit. His passing was widely mourned by fans, colleagues, and admirers who remembered him as a bright, sparkling light in the world of entertainment. Sherilyn Sarkisian. Sherilyn Sarkisian, known worldwide simply as Cher, was born on May 20, 1946, in El Centro, California, to Georgia Holt and John Sarkisian. Her early life was marked by instability and financial hardship, experiences that would profoundly shape her resilient character and fierce independence. Her father, John, was of Armenian descent and struggled with gambling and drug addiction, leading to his frequent absences from the family. Her mother, Georgia, was a part Cherokee aspiring actress and model who worked various jobs to support her children. Cher's childhood was characterized by constant movement and uncertainty. Georgia married and divorced multiple times, and the family frequently relocated in search of better opportunities. This nomadic lifestyle meant that Cher attended numerous schools and rarely had the chance to establish lasting friendships or roots in any community. The financial instability was so severe that there were periods when the family had to rely on welfare and food stamps to survive. Despite these challenges, Georgia instilled in Cher a love for entertainment and performance. She would often take young Cher to movie theaters where they would spend hours watching films, nurturing Cher's fascination with Hollywood glamour and storytelling. Georgia herself had briefly pursued acting, appearing in small television roles, and she encouraged Cher's natural charisma and dramatic flair. Education proved difficult for Cher due to undiagnosed learning disabilities, including dyslexia and dyscalculia. She struggled academically and often felt frustrated and misunderstood in traditional classroom settings. Teachers frequently dismissed her as lazy or unmotivated, not recognizing the learning challenges she faced. This academic struggle contributed to her feelings of being different and outsider, but it also fostered her determination to prove herself in other ways. At age 16, Cher made the bold decision to drop out of high school and move to Los Angeles to pursue her dreams of stardom. This decision reflected both her desperation to escape her unstable home life and her unwavering belief in her potential for greatness. With little money and no concrete plan, she took acting classes and worked various odd jobs while auditioning for roles. Her striking appearance, with her distinctive contralto voice and exotic beauty, began to attract attention in Hollywood circles. During this period, Cher lived independently, often struggling to make ends meet. She worked as a dancer and backup singer, gradually building connections in the entertainment industry. Her early experiences of poverty and instability had taught her to be self-reliant and resourceful, qualities that would serve her well throughout her career. The pain of her childhood, marked by her father's abandonment and the family's financial struggles, would later influence many of her songs and performances, adding depth and authenticity to her artistic expression. Cher's musical journey began in earnest when she met Salvatore Bono in 1962. At just 16 years old, she was working as a housekeeper when she encountered the 27-year-old Sonny, who was working as an assistant to record producer Phil Spector. This meeting would change the trajectory of her life forever. Sonny recognized Cher's unique vocal quality and striking presence, and he became both her mentor and romantic partner. Their relationship blossomed into both a personal and professional partnership that would define the early years of her career. Initially, Cher worked as a backup singer for various Spector productions, including recordings by the LEGNEDS and the Righteous Brothers. This experience in the studio taught her about the recording process and helped her develop her distinctive vocal style. Her deep, resonant contralto voice was unusual for female pop singers of the era, setting her apart from the higher-pitched voices that dominated the charts. The duo's breakthrough came in 1965 with I Got You, Babe, recorded under the name Sunny, and Cher. The song was an instant sensation, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and establishing them as major recording stars. The success was meteoric and unexpected, transforming them from struggling artists into international celebrities almost overnight. The song's folk rock sound and romantic lyrics resonated with the counterculture movement of the 1960s, and their unconventional appearance with long hair and bohemian clothing made them icons of the era. Following this success, Sunny and Cher released a string of hit singles throughout the mid-1960s, including The Beat Goes On, Little Man, and But You're Mine. Their albums consistently reached high positions on the charts, and they became regular fixtures on television variety shows. Their chemistry as performers was undeniable, with Sunny's earnest songwriting and production skills complementing Cher's powerful voice and magnetic stage presence. Simultaneously, Cher pursued a solo career that proved even more successful than her duo work. Her 1966 solo hit, Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down, showcased her ability to convey deep emotion and vulnerability through her singing. The song written by Sunny became one of her signature tracks and demonstrated her range as an interpreter of dramatic, narrative-driven songs. The haunting ballad reached #2 on the charts and established her as a formidable solo artist. Throughout the late 1960s and early 1970s, Cher continued to release successful solo albums and singles. Songs like You Better Sit Down Kids, Gypsies, Tramps and Thieves, and Half Read not only achieved commercial success, but also showcased her willingness to tackle controversial social themes. Gypsies, Tramps and Thieves, released in 1971, became her first solo #1 hit and marked a creative peak in her early career. The song's narrative structure and Cher's emotive delivery created a compelling musical story that resonated with audiences worldwide. Her musical evolution continued through the 1970s, with hits like Dark Lady and Take Me Home, each demonstrating her versatility and ability to adapt to changing musical trends. The disco era brought new opportunities, and Cher successfully reinvented her sound with dance-oriented tracks that maintained her distinctive vocal style while embracing contemporary production techniques. The 1987 release of I Found Someone marked a significant comeback for Cher after a period focused on her acting career. The song reached the top 10 and reminded the music world of her enduring vocal power. This success was followed by even greater triumph with the 1989 album Heart of Stone, which included the massive hit If I Could Turn Back Time. The song became one of her most recognizable tracks and featured one of the most memorable music videos of the era, filmed aboard a U.S. Navy battleship. The 1990s brought continued success, with songs like Love and Understanding, the Shoop Shoop song, It's in His Kiss, and Strong Enough. Each release demonstrated her ability to remain relevant across different decades and musical styles. Her voice, which had matured and deepened over the years, continued to captivate audiences and critics alike. Perhaps the pinnacle of Cher's later musical career came with the 1998 release of Believe, a groundbreaking dance-pop anthem that introduced auto-tune technology to mainstream audiences. The song became a global phenomenon, reaching #1 in 23 countries and becoming one of the best-selling singles of all time. Believe not only revitalized her career, but also influenced the direction of popular music, with its innovative use of vocal processing becoming a defining sound of the late 1990s and early 2000s. The success of Believe led to a highly successful album of the same name and a series of world tours that broke attendance records. The song's themes of resilience and self-empowerment resonated particularly strongly with LGBTQ+ audiences, solidifying Cher's status as a gay icon. The track's success proved that Cher could continually reinvent herself while maintaining the essential qualities that made her unique. Throughout her musical career spanning more than 5 decades, Cher has sold over 100 million records worldwide, making her one of the best-selling music artists in history. Her ability to cross genres from folk rock to disco pop while maintaining her distinctive voice and persona has made her a truly unique figure in popular music. Her songs have become anthems of empowerment, love, loss, and resilience, touching the lives of multiple generations of fans around the world. Throughout her illustrious career, Cher has faced numerous health challenges that have tested her resilience and determination. These medical struggles have often been kept private, but when disclosed, they have revealed the strength of character that has defined her both personally and professionally. Her openness about certain health issues has also helped raise awareness and reduce stigma around various medical conditions. One of Cher's most significant ongoing health challenges has been her battle with chronic fatigue syndrome, a debilitating condition that she was diagnosed with in the late 1980s. This illness, also known as myalgic encephalomyelitis, causes extreme fatigue that doesn't improve with rest and can be accompanied by a range of other symptoms, including muscle pain, joint pain, headaches, and cognitive difficulties. For someone whose career demands high-energy performances and extensive touring, this diagnosis was particularly challenging. The chronic fatigue syndrome significantly impacted Cher's ability to maintain her demanding schedule. There were periods when she had to cancel performances and limit her professional commitments due to overwhelming exhaustion and other symptoms. The condition is often misunderstood and sometimes dismissed by others, which made Cher's experience even more difficult. However, her willingness to discuss the condition publicly helped bring attention to an illness that affects millions of people worldwide, but often lacks proper recognition and understanding. In addition to chronic fatigue syndrome, Cher has also dealt with the Epstein-Barr virus, which is often associated with chronic fatigue syndrome and can cause prolonged periods of weakness and exhaustion. The virus, part of the herpes family, can remain dormant in the body and reactivate during times of stress, causing flu-like symptoms and severe fatigue. For Cher, managing this condition has required careful attention to her health and lifestyle choices. Cher has also been open about her struggles with learning disabilities, particularly dyslexia and dyscalculia, which affected her throughout her childhood and continued to impact her daily life. Dyslexia affects reading and language processing, while dyscalculia impacts mathematical understanding and number processing. These conditions made traditional education extremely challenging for her and contributed to her decision to leave school at a young age. However, Cher has used her platform to advocate for better understanding and support for people with learning disabilities. Mental health has been another area where Cher has faced significant challenges. She has spoken about experiencing periods of depression and anxiety throughout her life, particularly during difficult personal times, such as divorces and career setbacks. The pressure of maintaining a public image while dealing with personal struggles has been an ongoing challenge. Cher has been an advocate for mental health awareness and has emphasized the importance of seeking professional help when needed. The physical demands of her career have also taken a toll on Cher's body over the decades. Years of performing in elaborate costumes, high heels, and demanding choreography have led to various muscular skeletal issues. She has dealt with back problems and joint pain that have sometimes required medical intervention and physical therapy. The rigorous touring schedules and physically demanding performances have contributed to wear and tear on her body. Cher has also faced several surgeries throughout her life, including procedures related to her appearance and health maintenance. She has been relatively open about some cosmetic procedures, while keeping others private. The pressure to maintain a youthful appearance in the entertainment industry has led her to seek various treatments, and she has generally been honest about her choices rather than denying them. In more recent years, Cher has dealt with age-related health concerns that are common among people in their 70s. She has had to adjust her performance style and schedule to accommodate changes in her physical capabilities. However, she has continued to perform and remain active in the entertainment industry, demonstrating remarkable resilience and adaptability. Throughout all her health challenges, Cher has maintained a philosophy of not letting illness define or limit her life. She has worked with medical professionals to manage her conditions and has made lifestyle adjustments to support her health. Her approach to health challenges has been characterized by determination, acceptance, and a refusal to be defeated by circumstances beyond her control. Cher's openness about certain health issues has helped destigmatize various conditions and has provided support and inspiration to others facing similar challenges. Her advocacy for chronic fatigue syndrome awareness, learning disability understanding, and mental health support has had a positive impact beyond her entertainment career. Her example demonstrates that it is possible to achieve great success while managing significant health challenges, and her resilience has inspired countless fans who face their own medical struggles. Throughout her long life and career, Cher has endured profound personal losses that have shaped her character and influenced her worldview. These experiences of grief and loss have tested her resilience and have often found expression in her music and public advocacy. Her ability to navigate these difficult periods while maintaining her career and public presence demonstrates remarkable strength and emotional fortitude. One of the most devastating losses in Cher's life was the death of her former husband and musical partner, Sunani Bono, in 1998. Despite their complicated relationship history, including a bitter divorce in 1975, Sunani remained an important figure in Cher's life as the father of her daughter Chastity, now Chaz, and as someone who had played a crucial role in launching her career. Sunny died in a skiing accident at Heavenly Ski Resort in South Lake Tahoe, California, when he struck a tree during what should have been a routine run. The sudden and unexpected nature of Sunny's death was particularly shocking to Cher and their family. At the time of his death, Sunny was serving as a U.S. congressman representing California's 44th district, having successfully transitioned from entertainment to politics. Cher delivered a moving eulogy at his funeral, speaking about their complex but important relationship and the impact he had on her life. She described him as her mentor, friend, and the person who believed in her when she didn't believe in herself. The loss of Sunny was particularly difficult because it represented the end of an era and the loss of someone who had been witnessed to her entire journey from a struggling teenager to an international superstar. Their relationship had been tumultuous, marked by professional collaboration, romantic love, bitter divorce, and eventual friendship. His death meant losing not just a former partner, but also a crucial connection to her past and her daughter's father. Another significant loss was the death of her mother, Georgia Hall, in December 2022 at the age of 96. Georgia had been a constant presence in Cher's life, serving as both mother and friend throughout the decades. Their relationship had been complex, shaped by the instability of Cher's childhood, but had evolved into a deep bond. Georgia had her own entertainment aspirations and had appeared on television and in films, sometimes alongside Cher. Georgia's death was particularly poignant because she had lived to see Cher's incredible success and had been a source of strength and wisdom throughout Cher's various challenges. Cher often spoke about her mother's influence on her life, crediting Georgia with instilling in her the determination and resilience that had carried her through difficult times. The loss of her mother at the age of 96 was expected due to her advanced age, but it still represented the loss of her primary family connection and emotional anchor. Cher has also faced the profound challenge of her child's gender transition. While not a death in the literal sense, the transition of her daughter Chastity to her son Chaz represented a form of loss for Cher, as she had to grieve the daughter she had known while learning to embrace and support the son Chaz had become. This process was documented in the media and in Chaz's own memoir, revealing the complexity of emotions involved for both parent and child. Initially, Cher struggled with understanding and accepting Chaz's transition, which began in 2008. The process involved not just a change in name and pronouns, but a fundamental shift in how Cher understood her child's identity. There were periods of tension and misunderstanding as both navigated this significant life change. However, Cher's love for her child ultimately prevailed, and she became an advocate for transgender rights and acceptance. The entertainment industry has also brought losses through the deaths of close friends and collaborators. Cher has mourned the passing of numerous colleagues and friends from her decades in show business, including fellow performers, producers, and creative partners who had been part of her professional journey. These losses have accumulated over the years, creating a sense of being one of the survivors of her generation in the entertainment world. Cher has also experienced the loss of romantic relationships that, while not deaths, represented significant emotional losses in her life. Her marriages to Sunani Bono and later to Greg Allman both ended in divorce, and she has had several other significant relationships that ended, each bringing its own form of grief and adjustment. The end of important relationships has often coincided with periods of professional uncertainty, making these losses particularly challenging. The loss of pets has also been significant for Cher, who has been a devoted animal lover throughout her life. She has rescued and cared for numerous animals over the years, and the death of beloved pets has been a source of genuine grief. Her love for animals has led to her involvement in animal welfare causes, partly as a way to honor the memory of her deceased pets. Throughout all these losses, Cher has demonstrated remarkable resilience and the ability to transform grief into positive action. Her experiences with loss have informed her music, with many of her songs dealing with themes of love, loss, and survival. She has also used her platform to advocate for causes related to her personal experiences, including LGBTQ+ rights following Chaz's transition and various charitable causes that honor the memory of those she has lost. The accumulation of these losses over the decades has given Cher a deep understanding of grief and resilience that resonates in her performances and public appearances. Her ability to continue creating, performing, and engaging with life despite these profound losses has made her an inspiration to fans who face their own experiences with grief and loss. As Cher approaches her 8th decade of life, she remains one of the most vibrant and active figures in entertainment, defying conventional expectations about aging and retirement. At 79 years old, she continues to tour, record music, act in films, and engage with social and political causes with the same passion and energy that has characterized her entire career. Her current lifestyle and activities demonstrate that age has not diminished her creativity, ambition, or relevance in contemporary culture. In recent years, Cher has embraced social media with enthusiasm, particularly Twitter, where she has become known for her candid and often humorous posts about politics, current events, and her daily life. Her social media presence has introduced her to younger generations and has allowed her to maintain a direct connection with fans worldwide. Her tweets, often written in her distinctive style with creative use of emojis and capitalization, have become cultural phenomena in their own right, generating headlines and viral moments that keep her in the public conversation. Musically, Cher continues to record and release new material, proving that her creative well has not run dry. Her 2018 album Dancing Queen, which featured covers of ABBA songs, demonstrated her continued vocal power and her ability to reinterpret classic songs with her unique style. The album was both a commercial and critical success, reaching high positions on charts worldwide and leading to sold-out concert performances. Her interpretation of ABBA's catalog brought new life to these beloved songs while showcasing her enduring vocal abilities. Following the success of Dancing Queen, Cher announced plans for additional recording projects, including a collection of covers and potentially new original material. Her voice, while naturally deeper and more mature than in her younger years, retains the distinctive quality that has made her instantly recognizable across decades. She continues to work with contemporary producers and musicians, ensuring that her sound remains current while honoring her musical legacy. Cher's touring activities remain robust, with her concert performances continuing to draw massive audiences worldwide. Her Here We Go Again tour, which supported the Dancing Queen album, was a spectacular production featuring elaborate costumes, staging, and her greatest hits spanning her entire career. The shows demonstrated that her stage presence and ability to connect with audiences remain as powerful as ever. Each performance is a celebration of her 6-decade career, featuring music from her Sonny and Cher days through her most recent releases. In the film industry, Cher has continued to take on acting roles that showcase her range and talent. Her performance in the 2018 sequel, Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, introduced her to a new generation of fans and demonstrated her comedic timing and screen presence. The role of Ruby Sheridan, Meyer Street's character's mother, was perfectly suited to Cher's persona and allowed her to perform ABBA songs within the context of the story. Cher has also expressed interest in biographical projects, including a long-distance biopic about her own life. The project would span her entire career and personal journey, potentially offering her the opportunity to serve as both subject and producer. Such a project would allow audiences to see her story told with her direct involvement and perspective, ensuring accuracy and authenticity in the portrayal of her remarkable life. Her involvement in social and political causes remains active and passionate. Cher has been a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, women's rights, environmental protection, and various humanitarian causes. She frequently uses her platform to raise awareness about issues she cares about and has made substantial financial contributions to organizations aligned with her values. Her political commentary, particularly on social media, reflects her deep engagement with contemporary issues and her willingness to use her celebrity status for advocacy. Animal welfare remains one of Cher's most important causes. She continues to rescue and care for animals, and her home serves as a sanctuary for various rescued creatures. Her advocacy for animal rights has led to her support of legislation protecting animals and her involvement with various animal welfare organizations. This work represents a deeply personal commitment that has been consistent throughout her later years. Cher's business ventures continue to evolve, with her involvement in various commercial projects, including fashion collaborations, fragrance lines, and licensing deals. Her iconic status makes her a valuable brand partner, and she remains selective about the projects she endorses, ensuring they align with her image and values. Financially, Cher remains extremely successful with her various income streams, from touring, recording, acting, and business ventures, maintaining her status as one of the wealthiest entertainers in the world. Her careful management of her career and finances has ensured her security and independence, allowing her to choose projects based on personal interest rather than financial necessity. Health-wise, Cher continues to manage her chronic conditions, while maintaining an active lifestyle. She works with medical professionals to address age-related health concerns, and he has adapted her performance schedule and physical activities to accommodate her needs. Her approach to aging has been realistic but optimistic, acknowledging changes while refusing to be limited by them. Her relationship with her family remains important, particularly with her son Chaz, with whom she has maintained a close bond. Despite the challenges they navigated during his transition, she is also a grandmother and takes pride in her family relationships, though she maintains privacy around her family members who are not in the public eye. Looking toward the future, Cher has expressed no intention of retiring completely from entertainment. She continues to explore new creative projects and remains open to opportunities that excite and challenge her. Her attitude toward aging and her career longevity serves as an inspiration to others, demonstrating that creativity and relevance need not diminish with age. Cher's current life represents the culmination of decades of hard work, resilience, and reinvention. She has successfully navigated the transition from young starlet to mature artist and cultural icon, maintaining her relevance while honoring her legacy. Her continued activity in multiple areas of entertainment and advocacy proves that she remains a vital force in popular culture, inspiring new generations while satisfying longtime fans. As she moves forward, Cher continues to embody the qualities that have defined her career: authenticity, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to her artistic vision and personal values.